Loving While Black. Today we present the Bolars, Ranita and Bo of 4 years. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your love story? How did you guys meet?
Well, actually, I had moved to Chicago in 2011. While I was there, I started cosmetology school, and I started there May of 2012, and he was in the class renewing his barber license, and I was there to get a full cosmetology license, and we became really close friends. It's a situation. Me being new to the city, girls tried to intimidate me, and he saw that, and he felt as though he needed to take up or stand up for me, and actually got suspended from school the first week of school.
Yeah.
For trying to protect me.
For like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
So yeah, that's how we met.
That's how we met. But we were honestly just friends at first though. You know, she was my homie. Like, it was like, if I need somebody to talk to, because she was new in Chicago and I'm from Chicago. So of course, we go in places and we just sit in the park and, you know, we would do our thing, but we were just friends. So we turned it around from being friends. One day we had a conversation on the phone. It was like, because I was going through a situation, and she was as well. But conversation on the phone, and she was like, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm like, me neither. And let me see, what's this? 10 years.
Total
10 years.
Yeah.
Married for 4. So it's pretty dope. It's okay. It's pretty dope.
What's your love story? Like, how did you guys meet?
Okay, I'll start. So, one of our mutual friends, someone that Charles worked with at Chrysler, he went to church with me. We call him Big Mike. And Big Mike ran to my car like he was getting ready to attack me this Sunday morning. I'm trying to rush in because I taught children's church. He was like, hey, Sister Kim, I got somebody I want you to meet. He's single. He just has one grown daughter. He's retired. You want to meet him? And I said, I'll meet him. I said, it's not going to hurt. I can't promise nothing. And so he was like, I said, okay, Mike, where is he? He was like, he lives in Cleveland. I was like, in Cleveland? And he was like, but he's willing to relocate. I said, yeah, he would have to relocate because I'm not. And I just walked away and kept doing what he actually called Charles that morning and wanted me to talk to him. I said, I ain't talking to nobody now. And he was like, is it okay if I give him your number? You could give him my number. Now, what's his name again? We just started talking, having conversation, and then he started driving to Toledo and meeting me at church and stuff. He would stay in the Days Inn in Maumee because he couldn't stay here because I had Rosalind and Roger. I was like, that's the respectful thing to do. And he agreed. So we just dated. We dated like that for 2 years. So here we are, 7. So we dated 2 years. We've been married 7. So 9 years. Here we are.
So how important is it to establish a friendship before getting married?
I think it's big. I think that is in any relationship, you know, especially if you're seeking long term.
Right.
You know, I'm expecting a friend first. You know what I mean? Before you do become my husband or my better half, I need to know, is this friendship loyal? Is it loyalty in this friendship?
Right.
You know, that's a that's a step towards knowing who your soulmate is. So I'm big on friendship. We got to be friends. Can we kick it? Can we have certain conversations? You know, are you interested in the same things that I'm interested in? If I start talking about aliens and weird stuff, can you vibe with me?
Right, I want to know what frequency you are. You know, at all times. It's important. You have to know somebody intimately, mentally first, before the physical contact can even happen. Because it has to be to a point where you're married to someone that, even if you're not intimate, it has to be that mental, like, attraction, that mental intimacy, like, that's important too, though. That's very important. Conversation is important. We debate everything. It's not, we debate cookies.
But they're healthy.
Bread. We debate socks and shoes. But it's healthy debates because it keeps the mind going. It keeps the mind going. There's always something to talk about.
Well, I love John Legend, and it was a big concert in Cleveland, and Charles purchased the tickets, and I was like, okay, well, I'll find a hotel and stay at the hotel. He was like, you don't have to stay at a hotel. I got 3 bedrooms. You can have the downstairs bedroom, and I'll come get you. He had planned for me a spa day on Saturday morning, took me shopping, and we went to the concert. And I really enjoyed myself. And then on the way home, when he was bringing me back home that Monday, I got really scared. I was like, this is not going to work. I just can't believe this is all happening. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. I was just really going through some changes. I said, maybe we shouldn't see each other. And like, that was on that Monday. By that Thursday, it was like, I don't know, it seemed like God came down and said, you need to call him back, because that's who I sent for you. I was like, I don't want this. And he was like, you gonna call him back. And I remember picking the kids up from school and stuff, and then I had choir rehearsal, and before I started cooking, I ran upstairs and called him, and then he was trying to play hardball, like, so what made you change your mind? I said God, because I believe it was God.
I really didn't know at first. I knew that she was a nice person, and the beliefs that she had, I had also. So as far as, you know, we not staying together, didn't know each other, I mean, I totally agreed with that, because I'm glad that she said that, you know. And as far as coming over to meet her, I wasn't really prepared at the time either, you know. And when she said about Thanksgiving, you know, I was pretty nervous myself, you know. And I said, well, since she invited me, I'll go. I'll be glad to, you know, to go. But it was mutual, you know. And the first time that she did stay over, I had put rose petals on the bed. She forgot to say that. You know, you know.
I did.
And I thought, you know, to me, I said, well, let me be kind of romantic anyway, a little bit. You know what I mean? We went to, like you said, John Legend concert, which was a very nice concert, you know. And while we was there, I heard a lot of, you know, you know. I said, dang, who was that? You know? And I turned and I said, that's her? Wow, she was pretty loud, you know what I mean? But she was a lady though, you know. She wasn't no ghetto type of person, you know what I mean? But you know, I love her because she was different, you know what I mean? Feelings just started coming in, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just fell for her, you know? Yeah.
For me, coming from him, it was multiple reasons. I think even from the beginning, I felt the security part. I felt the protection. You know, we didn't know each other from Adam. I didn't grow up in Chicago. He's not from my home city. So for me to meet a total stranger, we have absolutely nothing in common. We don't know anybody mutually from the beginning. And for him to make sure that I was safe and secure, even in all the things that he had going on. You know, I consider our family a blended family. So even with his children, you know, letting me, his trust in me, him trusting me to be around his family and his kids. So that right there was wow, you know, okay, I can get groovy, you know. So for me, it was just him letting me know that I love you unadulterated, you know, unconditionally. I got your back, you know what I mean? And I just always felt protected around him. So that was
But for me, it was more like a change of vibration, basically. When you so used to doing certain things and you going through the same situations, but it's with different people, you can't reach certain goals in your life, right? So you study, you know you're smart enough, you know you got the hustle, but you don't have the bag. You don't have nobody to be like, okay, don't worry about it. If you fall, I got you. So when I got with Shorty, it was different. You know what I mean? She like, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm gonna bag you up, Joe. You wanna do this, you wanna do that? Don't worry about it, baby, I got you. So for me, it was for me to humble myself because I was extra aggressive. I'm a Chi-Town cat. So, you know, and I'm a project kid. So, you know, it was like, I had to be aggressive, but she taught me how to be humble. I honor that.
When I came over here for Thanksgiving, and I was getting ready to leave, and I told her to come here, you know. And when she came towards me, I guess the kiss did it.
Period.
Okay.
But like I said, it must have been the kiss.
I don't even remember that.
I do. I do.
So you're originally from Chicago, correct?
Yep.
So how was that moving to, you know, a foreign city with your mate? Like, was that a hard decision to, you know, relocate yourself? Was it
Joe, listen. It was actually the best thing I had ever done, to be honest. That's why I was making the faces. Because Chicago is expensive. Like, even living outside of the project, because I lived in Oak Park when I met her. But, like, it's very expensive. Out here, it's not expensive to live. It's violence. So, it's violence. It's a lot of things going on. But it was more of like a change of atmosphere. When you changing your mindset, you have to change your people, places, and things. And I felt like me changing my mindset, I had to change everything around. And Toledo was brand new to me and my children. So that's what I had to do. And that was important.
I admire him most. He's patient with me. I'm like, gotta have stuff a certain way all the time. And he just like doesn't like go back and forth with me. He just kind of blocks me out. And I think if he was a different person, we would be going at it. But he usually is just laid back. And I admire that, like, because it kind of shuts me down. Like, it makes me be quiet, like. Because once I get on one, I'm like, you just walked over this paper? You really just walked over it and left it there? You had to see it, because I seen it. Like, and he just ignores me. Like.
I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm going to be honest with you.
Love that.
You know, sometimes I feel like you know, back at her. You know what I mean? I am a patient person. And I just don't like to bigger with someone. You know what I mean? You know, because it's useless, you know, to me. Because once you start biggering with somebody and they bigger you back, y'all keep going at it and at it and at it, and then somebody gonna say something that they can't take back. A lot of times she be right, you know. A lot of times she be right, you know. Because I do walk over the paper sometimes, you know, I don't pick it up. I might look at it and say, I ain't gonna do that, you know what I mean? But she right about a lot of things. She is right, you know, and I'm not saying that I'm a little kid or nothing like that, but yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, it's good to tell a person, you know, that if they wrong, you know. I ain't gonna say I really love it, but I really admire it.
I keep him on his toes.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
He threw the idea of it being on my birthday out there. And at first I was like, no, you know, no. And then I'm like, okay, well, August is a nice month. August is a nice month. I'm like, I'll be turning 33, you know. I'm into numbers sometimes, and I'm like, okay, what could go wrong, you know, to celebrate life and to celebrate a new beginning in this life on my day, you know. For somebody, people look at it and be like, oh, that's selfish, like, why would he do that? He only did that so he can, no. But I look at it as he thought enough of me, you know, to make my day extra special.
Yeah, two
So
gifts.
on my wedding day, it was my birthday party too. You know what I mean? Like, it was a beautiful day, and if I could, I would do it again.
So doing that made it extra special for me. So she get two gifts. You know, that it works out. She's still spoiled though. It works out.
Extra celebrations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
celebrations.
So,
You know, I love her kids. I respect her kids. Truly. Really do.
My kids, you know, they had their little comments and stuff. And I was like, I mean, we just friends, y'all, right now. And Rosalind, you know, she puts her philosophy in with everything. She told me, Mama, I cannot believe you miss somebody just talking to him over the phone. And every time he comes, why does he bring you presents? I said, can somebody really care about me and show me love? Because she even had the nerve to say, what, is he dying or something? Why does he bring you flowers every time he comes?
I think in the beginning, for me, it was different. I looked to my mom and my grandmothers and aunts and greats and see how they did things and the foundation that they laid for me and my family. So the only examples that I did have, or that I do have in the beginning, is the ones before me. And they did a wonderful job, whichever one I choose. So, you know, going into this, I did have to step into it lightly, because I know some people aren't too fast to have different people around their children. Where I come from and how I was raised, my mom was always the type to bring everybody in. I'm gonna feed you, I'm gonna clothe you, you know, I'm gonna love you like you mine. And so with his children and with the certain situations that I knew was behind it, it made me a little bit softer, you know. It made me more accepting. And over time, I've just grown to love them like my own. They're mine. You know, we've been together 10 years. I've been in their life for 10 years, you know, and they're various ages, but the youngest, I've been knowing him since he was like 2, 3, and he's 13, you know, so it's just a different type of relationship. I love it. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I don't regret a day in it. You know what I mean? I just feel like that is my job, you know, to make sure that they are safe, secure, fed, clothed, you know. I think I come from a long line of nurturers, and it's just in me, so I just take it from there.
Well, the good thing about it, my children were older, and they were going like in their little, they had their own little separate ways. Like, I'm just glad they weren't like troubled teens, because that'll run somebody off in a minute.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a lot of things, but what I would say what I admire most about Treese is that
that's what he calls me.
she just loves my children. You know what I mean? The fact that she loves my children is enough for me. You know what I mean? The motivation to make sure that they be great young men, that they focus on doing the best thing that they supposed to be, and you know, me being the greatest and the family being family oriented and making sure that everybody is together and closely knit is how a woman's supposed to run her family. So by this being my queen, oh, of course, run the crib. I'm gonna lay the law down, and I appreciate that. I've never had that from a woman ever in my life, and I'm 45 years old. So in order to get that, like, I had to meet somebody I never knew from somewhere I had never been, and that made everything perfect for me. So I was cool.
One thing that I do admire the most about my husband really is his sense of humor. And I say that just for different reasons. You know, it's easy for somebody to make a joke, but when you are in a marriage and in a relationship and you're having a bad day, or, you know, you just things in the world is not right, he makes me smile. You know what I mean? He makes me laugh.
Life too short, yeah.
It is. So
let it be happy tears if they do come.
It is, you know, and
that's important too.
For things to go the way that they do, and to know that I have that comfort, you know, and I can come home, and no matter how bad my day is, at work, you know, in the car, conversation, I know I can make it into my place of peace, my home, with my husband, and he's gonna make me laugh. So I admire his sense of humor. I think
remarried again after, you know.
I really didn't. To be honest, I was already in 2 failed marriages, and I was like, God, I don't want this. It's like it wasn't my desire to get remarried. I was so content in the state that I was in. And I remember telling God, I'm content in the state that I'm in. Being single, I didn't have to answer to nobody. My money was my money. I spend it like I want to. I come and go. Basically, it was a Christian community then. The pastor, I was sitting up there, and he came out the pulpit and he said, God told me to tell you, you're not going to be by yourself too many more days. And I was like, what is that supposed to mean? and at that time, I really would go on a lot of fasts just so I would be able to hear what God was trying to show me and tell me. If he would have asked me sooner, I probably would have said no, because I was not feeling marriage again ever. I was really satisfied.
each other. Do you guys feel that you were made for each other?
I do. When I first met Bo, he would make a statement. True love is when the soul meets his counterpart. And I never really understood that when we first got together, and he would say it all the time. And so as time went on, you know, and we got to know each other more. And when I realized that he was bringing out the best in me, you know what I'm saying? And he was that other piece that I felt like I was missing, you know? I was on a rocky road, and it was like I just felt like I needed a friend to hold my hand, you know what I mean, through the storms and the journey. And he was my soulmate. I feel like he is my soulmate.
Yeah, because it was funny. I was like extra aggressive, like, because like at that particular point in my life, everything I was living was aggressive. Chicago, period. Aggressive, man. I was in my 30s then, so I was extra aggressive. She helped me calm all that down and just stay focused.
But
so,
I also seen that too, like,
and I
you know, I
needed that
when I first got with him, like how, and it was just everything. Like, he was mad at life and certain situations and circumstances, and it was like, it's okay, big homie, you can calm down, you know, for me to be able to calm him down, but him not knowing what he was doing for me at the same time. It was like that's when my soul met his counterpart, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it was like the calming of two storms at the same time. So it was like perfect. You know what I mean? We have our ups and downs. We have our situations. Nothing is perfect. See, because we don't look for perfection. We make progress. As long as we continue to make progress, then it's good. You know, we don't try to put on a facade for everybody. Like, oh, it's all pieces of cream. No, we never go to bed mad at one another. But no, it's a lot of shit I don't agree with. Oh.
No. Mm-hmm. You okay?
You know what I mean? Oh, okay. You know, it's a lot of things that I don't agree with. It's a lot of things that she don't agree with, and I respect it, especially as a black woman. Black men need that.
Mm-hmm.
We need backbones. We don't need them women that we can just tell anything or say anything to, and they just gonna do what we need them to do. No, that's not important for me. That's not important for any man anyway. We need that woman who's gonna be like, you done lost your fucking mind and do it yourself. Oh, okay, then I'll do it myself then. I'm cool with that. I really need that. I'm aggressive, so I need that.
Because I'm not really a jealous person or anything. I feel like, look, if we don't be together and I can't trust you to be talking to people in like a respectable way, we don't need to be together, because I ain't going to be, and I ain't going to be worrying about who likes you and what they doing. That's just not me. I'm like, whatever, bro. Because I already been through that, and it's too toxic for me. Charles was like so receptive to like my exes. Like they talk like they best friends. What was then is no longer. So I think he trusts me too. Cause I have a lot of guy friends, but that's all it is. They're friends, and they know my husband.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a trust issue. You know what I mean? If you don't have trust, you really don't have anything, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Because I trust her. That's my wife. That's my I ain't saying left arm, that's my right arm. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Plus, look, I played that game too. I played that game for a little while. I was a hot mess because my attitude was, okay, it happened to me. I'm gonna do them just like they do us, and that gets old.
Over time, it has grew. It has been growth in our debates. So, or our disagreements.
I crack a joke in the middle of a fight, Joe.
But it's not just that, it's the way that I accept it.
Right.
You know, I am growing into to where I feel like accountability is everything. You know what I mean? So if it is something that we disagree about, or I make my husband feel a certain type of way, I sit back and ask myself, what did I do to make him feel that way? Or what can I change? Not necessarily, well, you have to change you. No. I'm not asking you to change you. I have to look back, okay, and be like, all right, so what did I say? Or what tone did I use when saying what I meant to my husband to make him so upset? So then I check myself, and that is the part of the growth that I am in right now. I think both of us. Whereas before it was like, almost like and people don't want to admit it, but like a tit for tat. Like, well, you said this, and that's why I said that. Like, okay. So y'all just gonna keep going? So now it's like, as we grow in our friendship, marriage, and relationship, I sit back and I have to ask those questions why first. You know what I mean? Like, with me, he can joke. He throw jokes in there.
With me,
because he knows, like, but and I don't, I don't like that either.
Man, she be like, yeah, man, it's cool. I do. Yeah, we can do it. Do you not? No, I don't care. Because, like, honestly, like, I feel like if it has no substance, then why even make it something more than what it's not? You know what I mean? Like, it has no substance, so we ain't finna break up. I'm not sleeping downstairs. So, what you want to do? Oh, yeah, you want. Yeah. Because I don't want to hear the shit no more. I'm just being honest, so I'm going to make a joke out of shit.
So that's how he does it.
And that's how I deal with it.
So we still growing on that.
Okay.
But we really don't have too many disagreements about anything. It's like, God couldn't have sent me a better person at the best time. Like, basically, he just, we pay our bills, and then he just lets me spend how I want to, when I want to. He say, hey, I want to buy this. He'd be like, okay. Like, he's just so easygoing. And I don't, like, feel like I gotta hide anything from him. I'm just real open and honest. Because I remember back in the day when I was married, I used to hide stuff that I bought, like, in the grocery bags and stuff. But I don't have to do that.
Ooh, wow, I didn't know that.
Look, new information.
Just for your information, child.
This older lady made a statement to her husband, and she said, I made a promise, I vowed to God that I would take care of you. And I told him that, and I said, it goes deeper than what is on the surface. In this life, on this earth, I made a vow. That vow is very high in the eyes of the Creator. To take that vow, to take care of someone, in sickness and in health, and all that other good stuff. You know what I mean? If you go broke, if I go broke, any situation, I made a vow to God to take care of you, and I was like, dang, that's deep. You know what I mean? I was like, that's
a big
deep.
step.
That's a big step.
That's a big step.
So no matter what the situation is, I feel like nothing is that bad where you can't work through it. There are things, that will happen and that do happen. But I manifest every day, and I pray every day to continue to give me the strength to overcome any situation that does make that will, or any storm that may occur in my marriage, you know, because nothing is, like you said, nothing is perfect. We don't seek perfection.
I'm like in my happy place, and it's like I know when I walk in the door, it's gonna be peaceful. I don't have to worry about, oh, I gotta go home and listen to this or anything like that. I'm at a stage in my life, it's just peaceful and happy. Like, I don't really have any complaints other than him dropping paper or walking over the paper. That's it.
Nobody's perfect, so what? Respect one another. Honor one another. Love one another. Be there to take care of one another. Shit ain't hard. It's not. It's really not hard.
But from the beginning, if you start off as a friend and seek a friendship first,
then the word has no meaning at all. It's
At
just the
all.
ceremony that
and
everybody
the
likes.
paper and friendship is what will keep the marriage together. You know, it's not finances, it's not material things. If you have a friend, if I love the friend in him, and I loved the friend in him first, then okay, we'll come to a point to where, like, all right, babe, let's sit down and talk about it, because you are my friend first. I think the friendship is
Definitely important.
Favorite thing is that she's cook.
Thank you.
Yeah, cook. That's my favorite thing. Cause she you know, she can cook. You know.
In all honesty, I don't cook
No
like
more?
I used to, like every day or anything. Cause he's so picky about everything. He doesn't cook anything, y'all. Like, he'll go buy, if I'm sick or something, he'll go buy me something. But he's not cooking.
Yeah, I wish I could cook though. You know what I mean? I really do. But I mean, I know it's not that hard to cook. You know, because when I was by myself, I used to
He used to cook.
throw some stuff together. You know. You know, it was eatable, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does just because things. And at first, when we first got married, it was hard for me to accept because I never had people to buy me stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to spend this money. I don't need nothing. But he'll go out and just buy me something. Just because, and it just feels good, just because it doesn't have to be my birthday or a holiday.
That's enjoyment for me, you know, that I'm able to do it. Yeah. And I know she appreciated it. Is it right here?
Yes.
Senior.
Ranita Bolar, and we've been married for 4 years, and this is Loving While Black.
Charles Greene.
Kim Greene. We've been married 7 years, loving while black.
You were watching Loving While Black. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share, and follow us on Instagram @_Loving While Black. Thanks for watching.